I'm Stacy Scheibe.
And I'm Keith Kate. Thank you for joining us tonight. We begin with the breaking news in Hillsborough County. A terrifying ride home for elementary school students. Their bus ended up in a lake. The good news is no serious injuries. Everyone's going to be okay, but parents are wondering, how could this sort of thing happen? We have live team coverage for you tonight. We'll begin with Jeff Patterson. He is live above this scene in Eagle 8 HD. Well, I say he's going to be live in Eagle 8 HD, but I think we're losing the picture. So let's go to Peter Bernard, because Peter is on the ground with an up-close view of this scene. Peter, are you available?
We are, Keith. Good evening. We are in the live truck because we have a driving rainstorm going on. When this accident occurred, it was pretty much a sunny day out here. 27 students from the school were on that bus. They went through, the bus started weaving back and forth. A student on board said that the bus driver was trying to hit the brakes over and over again, ended up smashing through some electronic devices down just beyond, well, you can't see it right now, at the Nine Eagles Golf and Country Club. Let's take a look at some pictures from earlier today. This was an incredible scene. The bus ended up coming to a rest on its side, partially submerged in a large pond. The kids on board managed to make their way off the bus by climbing through a front window that had been smashed by a large tree. And so they got out, and there were no serious injuries. One parent took his or her child to a hospital. They had some kind of a bump on their shoulder, but other than that, everyone was all right. A remarkable thing here, 2 deputies were nearby. They stripped off their gun belts, jumped in the water, and used their hands to feel around the bus just to make sure there was nobody else on board. We spoke to a student who was on board who gave us his account. Take a listen. Wow, how'd you get out?
The front window was cracked, so I went through there, and then I grabbed a kindergartner's hands and put them around my neck, and I pulled out 2 other kindergartners and brung them on land.
Wow. So, Mr. Safety Patrol, you did what you're supposed to do today, right?
Mm-hmm.
You feeling pretty good?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right, give that kid a gold star. The driver of the bus was driver Lenore Sane Finman. He's 54 years old, a relatively new driver with the district. Now, what's going to happen now is that bus has been towed away. They're going to check the brakes. They're going to check all the components on that bus to see if there was any kind of a mechanical issue. They're also going to check that driver to see if there was some kind of a medical issue, because that student that you heard me talk to right there, he says the driver was weaving back and forth and stomping on those brakes. So don't know if that was a medical situation or a mechanical one, and they'll be checking that out. Back to you.
All right, Peter Bernard, live in Hillsborough County. Thank you.
Yeah, a lot of rain going on. That's why it kind of pushed Peter back into his truck there, and it also kind of messed with our helicopter shot, but I think we're getting it back here. Let's get over to Jeff Patterson flying in Eagle 8 HD. Jeff, are you with us now?
Yeah, good evening, Keith. We're up here dodging some raindrops right now. Obviously, some storms moving into the Tampa Bay area. I want to take you real quickly to the scene that we saw from Eagle 8 HD as we arrived above the scene at Nine Eagles, and just a horrifying scene. You can see the bus there being towed away after it was pulled out of the pond. The bus had some minor damage. As Peter Bernard just said, fortunately, none of those students, none of the 27 students on board this school bus had any serious injuries from Mary E. Bryant Elementary School. But as you can imagine, when parents were coming up, as the students were standing outside, some of them soaking wet, just a very frightening scene. We've been flying above it for a couple of hours now. We saw the bus as it was in that pond, in the water. A couple of deputies, 3 Hillsborough County deputies, had to take off their gun belts, jump in the water, try to rescue those children. And just a very frightening scene from them. They are now taking that school bus to a Hillsborough County facility to find out if it had brake problems or what else might have gone wrong, perhaps mechanically, with this bus to cause it to go into the water. Keith?
Jeff Patterson reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Jeff.